Hello everyone and welcome to Franka's Fab Family. I am Franka. Today's topic is a pretty serious one. It's near and dear to me, and I am meeting more and more people that I think they're dealing with these kind of issues. So I decided we need to discuss it. Is how to spot an abuser. The reason why it's critical that we are able to spot an abuser is that as a single mom, you will not put your children in danger, or a single dad as well, because some women are abusers as well. I really realize that abusive relationships are more prevalent than many people want to admit. You can also call them a sociopath, a narcissistic person, a person who have you in their life for their own gain. Not necessarily, they don't love you. They would say that they love you, but they don't love you when you think of all of the actions taking place. So I thought it was critical to make a video just to discuss. I would hope that you would leave a comment or a question or of some examples that you have as well, because I think many people who are living it, they want to escape. They don't know how. Some people can't even identify that they're being abused until, a lot of time has passed or until it has gotten critical. We're not talking necessarily, of course, we know physical abuse. Physical abuse is easy to identify. If someone is knocking the shit out of you, excuse my language, they're beating you up, those are easy signs to tell. When you're waking up with a black eye, and those groups of abusers are easier to identify, and it's easier to see. May not necessarily be easier to escape, but those are different. We're talking about the psychological or emotional abusers, or even sexual abusers. These abusers, they follow a same pattern. They follow a same pattern. The one thing that I have come to realize that they do, they isolate you. Isolation is key when you are being abused. An abuser will isolate you. They will first start to find problems with your friends, and these are friends that you may have had from childhood, from a very long time. After a while, it's, why do you have to go there? I don't like this person for you. They're not really nice. They would sometimes even make up lies. I remember this girl who she had this couple friend that was so supportive. I mean, these people went out of their way for her for many, many years, and she's known them a long time. And when she got with this guy that was clearly an emotional abuser, it was like, they're not really nice. Can't you tell? Like, the wife is jealous of you. They would start making up all of these things that may not necessarily be true, because they want to pull you away from any support system. An abuser must have you all to themselves. So if you have a mate, be it male or female, that you can't have friends, you can't go out, they even isolate you from your family members. After a while, they'll start complaining about your mother. She comes around too much. You can't tell, she's still nagging you too much. Your father, why is he always here? They need to leave you alone. Your sister's a problem. Your brother's a problem. Everybody outside of that small little environment of you and that person, or maybe your children, becomes a problem. So if you're a person that you really don't want the bickering, you don't want the nagging, and some of the things that they're saying might be necessarily true, you will start to avoid these external people. One of the reasons, if you think about it, an abuser would isolate you is because they can then control you. If they become the only voice in your head, they become the only person that you're communicating with, they can continue to, it's almost like a brainwashing process, but it happens so slowly over time, because everything is sweet at the beginning, everything is nice, everything is wonderful, but then slowly, months and weeks pass, you start eliminating people out of your life because you want peace in your house, especially if you're living together or if you're married. You want peace, so you would start to eliminate people out of your life. Then the control starts to kick in. The person will start to break you down. If you're with a person that they can only point out your bad qualities, and if you're taking time, if the person says, you speak too loud, why do you speak so loudly? And you take time to say, okay, I am going to practice whispering, and speaking more calmly. And you go through all of those changes. Fine. But then there's always something else. I don't like your hair like this. You need to put it up. Stop changing your hair. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you do this. I don't like the way you do that. It's like you're always running this rat race to please this person. Something is always wrong. Bear in mind that the person is trying to change you. I'm a believer that if you can identify flaws within yourself, or your friends or your family or even your mate can identify flaws within yourself, and they're flaws that will make your character better. It will bring you more happiness and more joy. By all means, change it. If you're screaming at the top of your lungs at your children and your mate is like, you really need to stop screaming at your kids, or you really need to stop screaming at the kids, our kids, whatever. That's a good thing. You understand? But when it comes to somebody always breaking you down, they're breaking down everything that you do, every way, how you look, how you speak, how you dress, who your friends are. They're trying to control your life. Another a sign of an abuser is somebody who controls all the finances. A person who, if you're a professional, if both parties are working, but some people are just better with managing money. Don't get me wrong. But there's a difference between controlling. You can't spend $5 without this person like, who told you to spend that? You should have no business spending that. Everything becomes an issue. You would find yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself. If you are living in a prison at home, you're walking on eggshells all the time. You can't say anything, the person blows up. You can't really ever be yourself. That's another red flag that you might be with an abuser. I know this couple where I consider the woman to be very abusive. When her and the husband first got together, within a couple weeks, she had her children calling him daddy, right? And they've been together for some time now. But the strange thing about it, he watches the children more than she watches the children. He's allowed to spend all his money on bills and everything like that, and he's not allowed to touch any of her money and things like that. And what it looks like to me on the outside, it's like she's constantly collecting and saving all of her funds while she's spending all of his. That's another indication like might not be the healthiest relationship. Because think about it. If you are in a worse financial, emotional, physical situation now than you were in before you met this person, you need to really reevaluate your life. Like, is the person adding to your life positively? Does this person encourage me to, finish my schooling, get a certification? Is this person helping me to build up myself or build us up? Or is this person always trying to say, no, you don't need to finish school. Why are you doing that? You don't need another certification. Why are you doing that? You don't need to go to another training course. Why are you doing that? A conference. Why are you doing that? Those are telltale signs, because if you think about it, any of these personal development that anybody goes through, anyone around them will benefit from it. But abusers don't want you to elevate yourself. They actually want to strip you of the knowledge that you have, the friendships that you have, the finances that you have, even down to your health. I remember in my case, after my first son, I had put on 60 pounds during my pregnancy. I was huge. I'm short. I'm actually 5'2.5", 5'3", I like to say, but I'm very short. And I had put on 60 pounds, and that was a lot of weight on my body. And I've always been very athletic, through high school and stuff like that. And I remember starting to work out. I would come home, huge tubs of ice cream, cake, donuts, muffins, everything. And I found myself over many, many years going through this cycle like, oh God, I really can't get this baby weight off. Then another baby came, same thing. And by the time the twins came, I was like, it had dawned on me. I remember one time where, again, it was about 2-3 weeks hard, hitting the gym. I'm seeing results. I'm motivated, whatever. And I came home and literally every single cake you could think about was on the counter. And it had dawned on me that this person was trying to sabotage my success. Because when you don't feel good about yourself, you are less likely to notice that someone else might be the one actually really hurting you. They might not say it directly, but they are hurting you in the way in which they handle things in the house. And these are indicators. And the reason why I'm doing this video today, because, you know, I'm meeting more and more people that cannot see that their mate is not really for them. I can't say it, you know, or I choose not to say it, so I'm saying it this way. A person who loves you, supports you, encourages you, reminds you of your independence and your enjoyment with them. It's almost like having a person fighting with you, a best friend fighting with you, a best friend going through this life journey with you, and you're elevating. If you can look back on old pictures, and one of these videos I would show you some old pictures of me. This is how I looked before, in my college days. Let me put it like that. This is how I had looked in my college days. And there was a time that I had morphed into this almost depressed creature. I could not wear my hair down. I could not dress in bright, vibrant clothes. I could not, you know, walk around smiling. Everything was wrong. Everything about me was wrong. I heard stories of, you know, women are the weaker sex. Women are the weaker sex. They use religion to remind you that women need to be submissive. You do what your husband tells you. It's a person that's constantly telling you you're never good enough. And, you know, even after now that I'm single again, and I'm watching other women go through it, I had noticed other couple. The husband, beautiful wife. When I tell you beautiful wife, and this wife was able to tell me that he never compliments her. He never ever compliments her. To the point that she had actually thought she wasn't beautiful or she wasn't good enough. They would go out and she would try to hold his hand and he would do this. So imagine holding your mate's hand and he's like that. You know how much like crap you would feel? You're dressed up from head to toe when you come downstairs and your mate says not one thing. And you know why? It's because they don't want you to feel strong. They don't want you to feel beautiful or glamorous, because it's almost like, no one looks at you. I don't even really look at you. But they're keeping you there because you're an ornament for them. You're a handbag, you're an accessory. There are many people that's on the down low as well, that they want a wife and they want children for the perception of a family, but they have no interest with you. If you're living in a house and your husband will not touch you, he will not, to the point I know so many couples where they sleep in separate beds. That's a red flag. These are clear red flags. And I know many people are not in the financial position where they're going to say, you know, I'm just going to up and leave and I'm going to, you know, start a life again, because you need funds to do that. But if you have children, it's critical that you share some of these things with your children, so that way they don't fall into the same trap with you. There's no way that you're in a house or in a marriage with somebody and you're sleeping in another room for 10, 15, 20 years. You're never having any kind of physical relation. This person is not kissing you. You know, you're not having like any intimacy. Something is wrong there. Something is very, very wrong. And I said I am going to be very blunt and honest with this video, because so many people are living this nightmare. And you don't have to. You don't have to. If you cannot financially free yourself just yet, start planning. Start planning. If you could put away $5 a week or a day, or however you can, change. You know, you come from the grocery store and you got like, you know, $1 in quarters. Put that away. Start preparing your exit. Because this person literally is actually, they have you trapped, and they've been abusing you more than you might really realize. A person that breaks you down, you're never good enough. You're always a problem. Please. And as a person who has lived it in my own form, I've seen it in other people's relationships. I know for sure I'm safeguarding my children with some of the, I did not want to believe, or I did not believe. You know, there was an old movie when I was growing up called Sleeping with the Enemy. Many of us are sleeping with our enemies. I saw one on, it's called Snapped, where a husband, he was actually preparing, it was the holiday season, and he was telling his, you know, his family, I'm going to leave her, you know, we're fighting all the time, this is not working out, I'm not happy. Before Christmas, not only did she kill him, but she had buried him in their backyard. and and do not give or totally hand over all of the power in your life to another person, especially when at one point I was happy. I used to smile. I enjoyed life. The person is stifling you. That's another sign as well. Imagine you can't even go to a class, a yoga class, a dance class. I know this one couple where the husband doesn't allow his wife to go to a dance class because she loved dancing. He didn't like dancing, but he decided to join the dance class anyway because I don't want another man dancing with you. Really? If your level of insecurities are that big, that even just to think that your wife is going to go sleep with somebody else because she's in a professional dance class, that's an issue. So in that case, what happened? He ended up joining the dance class. He ended up joining her pottery class, complained the whole time. She has to take him with her the whole time. You know what she does now? Nothing. She has no friends. No family members can come over. If her mother just comes over to cook, there's a problem with where she put back the washed dishes. Like, really? A person that is abusing you isolates you. They strip you of everything that is joyful in your life. And be honest with yourself. You don't have to say it to him. You don't have to say it to anyone else. But when a person isolates you and they control your life to the point that you are a shell of who you used to be, that's some time that you really need to take and just reevaluate your situation, because no one under this sun deserves your happiness and your life. And I think that sometimes we're so conditioned to think that I'd rather be with someone than alone. Trust me, it is better to come home to a happy house alone than to a house where not only are you fearful, you can't say anything, you can't dress anywhere, you can't do it. Like, that is prison. That is emotional prison. And the person may never have put a physical fist on you, but the level of control over everything that causes you joy is so toxic. It's so, unpleasant. Are you prepared to live out the rest of your life like that? I know the hell I wasn't. And when people thought I would not get up and leave with 4 children, I packed my kids up and I left. Not only did I leave country, but I left everything. I left because after realizing, oh my God, I was really being played for a fool. Like, you want to be happy. Who don't want to be married? If you've ever seen a beautiful, happy, healthy relationship, a happy, healthy family, it's one of the most rewarding things that we can experience in this lifetime. But I am telling you, on the flip side of that, not everybody is for you and not everybody is with you because they love you. Evaluate your situation and decide, is this person with me because I am just an accessory? Are they really just, they have me for the idea of I have a wife and kids, but there is no wife and kids situation going on in there? Are they with me because I make more money than them? I make them look good? I've seen it time and time again. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell the good people of this world, be careful, because not everybody is your friend or your mate because they genuinely love you. They are with you because you provide for their life, whatever void that they have, and it has nothing to do with loving you and caring for you. Love is gentle, love is kind, love is patient, love is something that you look forward to. It's the butterflies that you get. It's like these wonderful times. And when your life moved from, oh, he was so nice to me at the beginning, he buys me flowers, and that's another indicator as well. Sometimes you would get fed up and you'd be like, I'm really sick of this. I don't like the way you're treating me, whatever. And then the next 4 days, 3 days, this person is an angel. Perfect. They're doing everything nice. They're saying everything nice, but then they revert right back to the monster in which they really are. Know your creatures, know your monsters, and be really honest with yourself, because your life and your children's life depend on your happiness. You have had a really bad story, or something that I can learn from, a friend can learn from, this whole community here on YouTube can learn from. Leave it down in the comments. I am Franka Potter. I want to thank you for taking time to just, listen to this video. And I hope you get to share, and I hope that, it will inspire, because self-love is critical. You matter. Love really is real, and love is not abusive, and love doesn't make you worry and have nightmares about, oh God, this person is coming home. So be good to yourself and everyone else around you, and don't settle for less.